Hi guys, I'm Tim from Launchpresso Digital Marketing, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up demand gen remarketing campaigns in Google Ads for your Shopify store. Now, in general, demand gen campaigns are great to use for prospecting for new sales for your Shopify stores. They're quite versatile because you can advertise across many of Google's services, including YouTube, YouTube Shorts, Discover, and Gmail. Display can do similar things. However, one of the upsides with demand gen is that you can use the new carousel ads. So stick around, I'll show you what they look like a little later on. Now, as much as I wanted to set up dynamic remarketing ads like you can in display ads campaigns, sadly that option is not available at the moment. However, I figured out a way how to get damn close. So before I take you over to my screen and show you how to get these campaigns set up, if you're needing help with your Google Ads, you might be stuck with anything. We do help many businesses with Shopify stores manage their Google Ads accounts, optimize them, and get them positioned to scale. If you're needing help with your Google Ads as well for your Shopify store, feel free to reach out to us in the link in the description or the first comment below. Give us a few details about your store, and I'll be more than happy to take a look over your Google Ads account to see how we could possibly help and even work together. And with that said, let's head over to my screen now. Here we are back in my test Google Ads account for my test Shopify store, cheapcampinggear.net. To get started on setting up a demand gen campaign in general, we go to the plus sign on the top left-hand corner where it says create, click that. Now under the options drop down, click campaign, and we come to what's your campaign objective. For us, the objective that we want to choose is sales. So we'll select that. And the conversion goal that we want to improve our sales is the purchase event, which is the account default, which you should have set up correctly in your conversion actions. So we'll click continue. Now we have select campaign type. Naturally, we want to select demand gen. And when we do, it reiterates here that we're aiming to capture engagement and action across YouTube, including Shorts, Discover, and Gmail. It's kind of treated like a social media platform. But today we're using the demand gen campaign for remarketing purposes. So we're going to keep it very tight in terms of how we want our ads displayed to users and shoppers who visit our store, particularly those who have added to the cart but yet to purchase. So from here, let's click continue. Okay, here under new campaign, and first thing is selecting a campaign name. It's important to have good naming conventions, so I'll call this Demand Gen RT for retargeting. For now, I'll keep the date in here. Now under product feed, it's important that we do select the product feed for this demand gen campaign. And even though that we can't use dynamic ads, it's important to keep this toggled on as it will still aim to show the most relevant products in our ads. So ensure that you've got the right product feed selected. And we come down here under conversion goals, just select conversion goals for the purpose of this demonstration. Under reiterating the purchase goal here again. Now, although it has a target cost per action, where we have the option to set a target cost per action, we can state that in here. This being a remarketing campaign, I want to be stating a cost per action. Daily budget, I'll put this down just for $5 a day. And we always get a warning saying that this is not going to be enough. But again, as I mentioned, this is going to be set up for remarketing. So we can ignore that for now. Now under locations, we have the option to set the location and the language at the campaign level. Unless you're wanting to set a demand gen campaign up into multiple regions, you may want to set this up at the campaign level. I want to keep that at the ad group level, but this particular campaign, my primary market is the US, so I will toggle that on, and I'll state that here, being the United States, include that. Languages, I tend to keep these on all languages. Devices, to show on all relevant devices, keep it running all day. And this being a remarketing campaign, if you want to enable the Google video partners, you could, because if you choose to run video ads as well as product ads, which I'll demonstrate in a moment, you better get your videos across to a collection of sites and apps on the GDN, or otherwise known as the Google Display Network. So for now, I'll just check that on. From here, we'll go to the ad group. Now under this ad group name, I'll be calling it Tents because, as I mentioned, this is how granular we need to go in order to get our ads as close as possible to dynamic ads using the demand gen network. So I'm just naming it accordingly. Now, coming under choose product groups, this is very important because if we were just to select all products, we won't be simulating our ads to be dynamic retargeting types. If you were to hover over this question mark here, it states that all products are set up by default in the Merchant Center feed. So if you want to use specific products, you can see here that by selecting specific products that we need to set up custom labels, which I've shown before in my previous demand gen campaign video. We're using a custom label. You can use these to select specific product attributes. From here, I'll select the specific products radial button. Initially, we met with product categories. If we were to hover over the custom label and then from the slide out that we select the custom label 0, because that's where I had set up in the product feed for tents, as we can see here. Select tents. Now coming under audiences, this is the next important component of demand gen remarketing, where we need to have this built in order so we're kind of dynamically showing our tent ads back towards those users who've added to the cart but didn't purchase yet. Let's click add audience. And you may have a list of audiences here you may have created in your Google Ads account previously, but for demonstration purposes, I will select new audience and I'll call this audience tents remarketing 20 days, add to cart, excluding purchase. Now scrolling down from here, we can ignore the custom segments. Before I move on from here, it's one thing to note that most of these audiences that I'm about to pick have come from my Google Analytics account, to be specific. So if I come across to GA4, if you come into the area where it says admin, and under where it says data display, you can select audiences here, or you can select audiences from the left-hand side under the data display dropdown. You would select this. This is where I've built all my audiences in previously, and this is synced with the Google Ads account. So we can see here under the URL containing 20 days, containing tents for a 20-day period. If I was to edit this, you'd be able to see that the page location contains tents. The member duration is 20 days. But for demonstration purposes, I'll set one up from scratch and I'll give it the same naming conventions. And I'll also add that it must meet anyone who is added to the cart within 20 days as well. So we'll select new audiences, create a custom audience. We'll select page location. Okay, page location contains tents. It will pop up with different options here for the page locations, but we want to keep it broad and with any page location or URL containing tents. So at any point, we'll just apply that. And a new condition must contain add to cart. So if we go add to cart, we can select e-commerce, item scoped is item add to cart. We can also exclude a group in here as well, and that can be like your purchases. So if we were to go purchases, you can select item purchased. And just for the filters, we can state items added to the cart is greater than 0. Apply, and again here, just in case, greater than 0. Now under the exclude from audience temporarily, it's fine to state that this is only going to be a temporary audience. We don't have to permanently exclude it, and we can save that audience accordingly. Let's give it a naming convention, plus ATC, excluding purchases. I'll drop that under the brief description as well. Save that. Coming back to the Google Ads account, I've just exited out of that audience builder, which hopefully should have updated our audience. So we can select new audience. Again, we'll drop that in the audience name. Then under your data, we can select browse, and we can see here our audience that we created here for URL containing tents under a 20-day membership period, plus the add to cart excluding purchases. Let's select it. And now there's no reason to add in an exclusion audience of 20-day purchase because I've already created it inside Google Analytics 4. No need to add in it anything else like custom segments or lookalike segments, anything interests and detailed demographics, nor is there anything to be added in under demographics unless you've got a specific audience under female, under a particular gender or age group, even parental statuses or whatnot. So let's save that. And now we can see we've got our audience saved here. Under the optimized targeting, I'm going to uncheck this box because I don't want to be finding any other audiences that are outside of my audience that I've created. Uncheck that off. We have, and there's some more here on the tracking side of things if you need to add in a tracking template. Let's go to add one. Now from here, I've already shown how to create image and product ads and video product ads in my demand gen campaign, which you can watch again up here. So we'll stick to products only, and we'll call this tents add one. Now under the final URL, I'm going to add in the tents URL here. However, I do have another tent that is available under my shades and hammocks. So just in case, I may add in this collection under that final URL for whatever reason that anyone may have added more than one tent to the cart or a different tent to the cart. Just going to put in that final URL for now. However, if you see when I hover over the preview, we can see right down the bottom, we have the tent URL showing up. If I was to click that, that will take me through to the specific product page. Now under the headline, you could write something like, don't leave your items in the cart. Best to capitalize those all the way through so they're more striking and captivating. And here under description, and you could also put it in the headline, you can say use coupon 20 And I'm just stating coupon 20 for a 20% off. So use coupon 20 for a 20% off discount. And this is a little sweetener to get users and shoppers who've left items in the cart to come back and make the purchase. Completely up to you on what strategy you're wanting to use here. This is just an idea. Now, under call to action, let's select shop now because I want shoppers to come back and buy. You can leave it automated if you like. Add in your business name, Cheap Camping Gear. Add one logo. This one will do for now. And before we go to review, we can take a look at the review combination. So this is really cool. We can see what it looks like on YouTube, Discover, Closed. And if we scroll down, we can see what it looks like on Gmail Open. So these are the carousel style ads. Same with here. So again, with it Gmail Closed, this is the catalog and carousel style ad, so which you can slide sideways, which is fantastic. It has all the different variants in here. And as we scroll down further, we got the European style Gmail ads as well. So let's close out of that preview, go to review, and just quickly review everything, see if you're happy with all the details. And if so, click Publish Campaign. Okay, so there we have it. That is the best way how to set up a demand gen remarketing campaign as close as we can get to a dynamic remarketing ads campaign in order to show your ads across all the different services using the carousel ads that you can't get using the Google Display Network. And if you've been finding value in today's video, please click like and subscribe just down below there. And don't forget the offer that I was just mentioning. Reach out to us in the link in the description just below or in the first comment to see if you qualify for a discovery call and to see how we can possibly help with your Google ads. And with that said, thanks for watching this video. Bye for now.